my like home address, my postal address.
Hello and welcome to the 2018 World Ultimate Club Championships here at the Lebanon Sports Complex in Ohio. It's myself, Becky Thompson, up here in the booth with Liam Grant. We've got a quarterfinal matchup for you in the mixed division between Crash out of Kitchener-Waterloo in Canada and BFG from the Seattle area in the United States. And Liam, pleasure to be sitting with you here today. What do you think we're going to be seeing?
Well, BFG been flawless so far this tournament, blazing through the group stages, and the closest they've had so far in the game is 15-9 against Piewagon out of Australia. While on the other hand, you look at the games Crash has played, 15-13 in the opening game against Discus, 15-10 against Glasgow, 13-12 against Freak Show from Singapore, 15-10 against Vanguard, and then into bracket play, 15-7 against Wizards, 15-10 against Chuckies, and a double game point win against Marvelous DC out of New Zealand. So they've had a much tougher road and seem to be able to grind out wins, as opposed to BFG who've gotten a few blowouts. In particular, you look at their last game, 15-6 against another Canadian side, Anchor, which makes me wonder, is there going to be a similar scoreline here? You know more, Becky. What's your thoughts?
Well, of course, you can't forget that Anchor did beat Crash on Universe Point last year at the Canadian Ultimate Championships to qualify for this event as well. So those two teams fairly evenly matched. So it's hard to imagine what Crash is going to be able to come out of the gate with. I know they've been speaking to Anchor about what BFG played against them yesterday, trying to get a sense of what they can do differently. But it's going to be an interesting matchup here, Liam.
It is indeed. We just saw Seattle Mixtape get eliminated by Slow White, their bogey team. There's talks of we might have two Seattle teams in the mixed final, but that definitely not happening now.
Yeah, and BFG told us as well before the game that their biggest rival at the World Ultimate Club Championships was indeed Mixtape, that Seattle rivalry. No more an opportunity for them to be the best Seattle team here with a victory.
Yeah, I guess they was expecting to meet Mixtape at some point in this tournament. They don't really be meeting them in the 5-8 bracket. That's not where they want to meet them. So they'll want to get through another Canadian team here. And as you said, a very strong O-line, Crash. And if you can get in your O points, you can win games, but have never been able to get big margins at this tournament. So probably a little more tired as well.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got Crash in the dark black and red jerseys. BFG will be wearing white. We'll be kicking off with our quarterfinal matchup, the last round of quarterfinals here as well, Liam. We've seen quite a few exciting games. Just before this, we saw Colony take down Ring of Fire on Universe Point. That was an incredible game. We're sure to see some more exciting matchups heading into semifinals tomorrow as well.
Yeah, everyone blowing up on the sideline for that last double game point win for Colony. No doubt Jimmy Mickle and Chris Kocher playing a big part there, but their D-line on offense was fantastic for Colleen. That's something they changed from the earlier game against GOAT, where they struggled on D-line offense. And Canadian team GOAT were on the sideline having a bit of fun, debatably heckling Ring, but I think they were kind of enjoying it. There's good banter between those teams.
Yeah, as they put it, they said, "For the Queen," cheering for the Commonwealth countries there. Getting a little bit of friendly rivalry, a little friendly heckling, as you said.
Lily Goo on the sideline there, bringing the fun. Speakers is on. They have their tunes going.
So Crash will get us started off on defense. BFG's O-line out there. You see the likes of Rina Kawabata, a Canadian player, played for the World Games teams in Poland. Was on the practice roster, sorry. But a World Games roster member decided she loved mix so much she wanted to try it out for a competitive club team, and we see her now, the World Ultimate Club Championships. As immediately BFG working it up the near sideline. Simon Fox shoots, no hesitation, looking for the huck to Kawabata. Kawabata reads that one down, makes easy work of that, as she just gets on the inside of her defender, and no chance there for Ramich to run that down.
Kieran Kelly picking up his 13th assist of the tournament. Was tied with Tommy Lee, but now goes one ahead. Really nice backhand into space here, trusting one of their best receivers in Rena.
Yeah, Rena is definitely going to be a threat here for BFG. BFG with quite a bit of depth, actually 2 Canadians on this team as well. You've got Crystal Koo, another Canadian. Her and Rena played together previously, the under 23 level, so good to see them competing again on a mixed team together here.
And Kawabata doing exceptionally well there to box out her defender. Had position, but had to wait for the disc somewhat from Kelly. So she kept her position, then went up with 2 hands, giving the defender no shot.
Andrew Hagen will pull here for BFG.
Yeah, the former Revolver player. Got to see him quite a lot in the Bay Area. Didn't realize he had moved north, but a great addition to the roster.
That pull comes in hot as Adam Lazenby gets us underway for Crash. LA Tuck now. And that one's picked off by Hagen with the run through D, making that look easy as he just baited his receiver into that one. And the veteran player Mario O'Brien now picking up here for BFG. O'Brien goes around, up line, into the end zone, and Red Cop for Crash getting that D back. I think he really wanted that one back there, Liam.
Yeah, Red Cop coming out of Kitchener. Gets it back for them after some hard work by UC Berkeley alum Andrew Hagen. And you see players like Hagen and O'Brien on this roster. That is so much experience to draw from. They've done it. They've done it all in their time.
Yeah, Mario O'Brien, a pleasure to watch for so many years with Seattle Sockeye, in their most dominant years as well. He's made the transition over here to mix after retiring from Sockeye last year, but arguably could still be playing with those players, Liam.
And I can see why he's come over to this BFG roster, because they're going to do some damage in U.S. Nationals along with in this tournament here.
Got a pick called on the field. Disc within the hands of Emily Ritz. A dynamic cutter for Crash as well. Ritz shoots upfield into the inside poach there. Sam Pickle picks that one off. Back to the middle now. O'Brien surveying his options, finds the reset and Pickle. Another pick called, a little bit of congestion there.
Pickle spends his time touring with a death metal band. Don't know if that's much relevant to Ultimate, but I'm glad to hear it.
O'Brien trying to control the offensive flow, but that one is way too hard into the hands of Hagen. He can't hang on to it. Crash, not a clean offensive point here, but they're being given some opportunities from BFG. Thomas shoots up line, looking for Dan Balzerson. Balzerson laying out, but that one's picked off. Pickle now. Pickle shooting deep. Tracking that one all the way to the end zone is Steven Gussin. Red Cop can't keep up, and Liam, BFG with their first break of the game up 2-0.
Yeah, Red Cop made a nice defensive play already in this point. Unable to do the second time as it drifts over his head. Sort of lost his footing. It made it a lot easier for Gussin to reel it in. And we see here the Canadian team circling in the middle of the field. I'm not sure if they've called a timeout or anything, but is this just something to do between every point?
Yeah, they like to come together as a team. A little bit of cohesiveness. They come together, they call the line together, and then head to the line. It's very confusing for us up here in the booth, though, sometimes, Liam. I called their game against Singapore, and more than once you still question if it's a timeout being called.
Yeah, I've seen it being done before. I guess it's to save you some legs walking all the way to the other side of the field if you just want to circle up in the middle of the field.
BFG, a quite deep team as well. We see a new D-line out here for them. Such an advantage to be able to run through multiple players in such a long tournament as well. That pull sails down right into the middle of the end zone. Pat Tuck centers that one. Rainbolt. Upfield finds Edgett. Brittany Edgett looking for an option, gets her reset. Pat Tuck now on the far side. Tuck shoots deep. That one's going to be reeled in. Jeremy Rainbolt, amazing grab and good throw into space from Pat Tuck. No defense in sight.
Rambo trundling down the field there. I like how he takes his hat off as he's chasing that one down. In acres of space. Hunziker in pursuit. Part of the Carlton Cut crew.
Jeremy Rambolt playing that point there as well with his wife, Amanda Rambolt. And Amanda's friend set her and Jeremy up with the hopes that them dating would make Jeremy want to play for Crash, and well, several years later, it's worked.
And some interesting recruitment tactics. And yeah, both teams using their full roster of 28 players. Unfortunately, Mia Hagen is injured for this BFG side with a pulled hamstring, but that's the beauty of having, 28 players. If you lose one or two, it's not too much of a big deal. Well, I see a lot of the European sides or ones from outside North America tend to have maybe 21. I've seen a few with 16, 15, so especially getting into this business end, it's nice to have a full roster to pick from.
So back underway for BFG, immediately going to the deep. Kieran Kelly tracking that one down, and it's D'd by Dan Balzerson. The number 2 shirts battling that out. Kelly made a call, and looks like a non-contest, so the disc will stay with Kelly on the front of the end zone line. A tough battle there between two very similar looking players, Liam.
Yeah, same number, same stature, but this one going to Kelly.
Kelly now looks for a reset, finds it, but into the end zone. Fox with the goal. BFG up 3-1.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy for this BFG side. And it's all looking a little bit casual. And we were talking earlier about the neon clothing of this BFG side. They have all different sorts, hats, scarves, leggies, neckies, anything you can think of. They have this beautiful neon shimmer.
I kind of like that they're not all wearing the same neon shimmer as well. They've got some variation going on, which makes it a little bit fun and easier on the eyes, Liam.
Yeah, perhaps trying to dazzle the opponents as you get free on the open side there.
Blind them with the neon.
Yeah, I think they're going to a full moon party after this game. I think that's what I heard.
So Crash on offense again. The one break in this game separating the two teams so far. BFG putting the likes of Andrew Hagen back out on the field, looking to get a second break, extend their lead to 3. Crash, on the other hand, will be wanting a clean point here. That pull sails to the far side. Just out of bounds. Lazenby will get it checked in here. A poach defense in the lanes there from BFG. Lazenby shoots over the top looking for Donna Dupuis. And that is another perfect huck play. We have seen 2 of those now from Crash's offense. Liam, how is BFG going to be able to stop that?
Yeah, it's clear what they want to do. Set up that deep shot straight off the bat. Adam Lazenby, I think that's his 16th assist of the tournament. You know what he wants to do. Lash it every time. So I'd like to see them maybe poach off the back of the stack. Maybe try a zone, because I don't know if they have much other styles of offense in their toolbox. And they don't really need to if BFG allowed them to keep doing that.
Yeah, we saw the poach was in the lanes there from the handler defense trying to stop that huck from going up, but Adam Lazenby opts to put the big around flick around the poach and into the hands of the streaking Donna Dupuis. And Crash off to a good start. The one break still. They're going to have to generate something different on offense if they want to stay involved in the conversation though, Liam. So Crash taking a moment now, some discussions being had on maybe what they can do to change it up here. We are going to take a timeout as well. We will be back shortly.
Catch it early. Help us teach kids about cancer symptoms through Ultimate Frisbee clinics. Join us and speak up.
Welcome back to quarterfinal action in the mixed division here. We've got a game between Crash from Canada and BFG of USA, a classic USA-Canada showdown here at the World Ultimate Championships. Liam, a close first few points, the one break, the only difference in the game.
Yeah, it was that first point, I believe, that BFG got a break. Crash a little more settled now. But as you said, a very good offense from this Crash team, but have struggled to get breaks all tournament long. And they're probably going to struggle in this game too, so they don't want to give up another one.
Disc now with Simon. Simon shoots upfield to Kawabata. The pressure from Rambold isn't enough. Kawabata upfield looking for Alyssa Sue. That one's bobbled. An opportunity now for a break from Crash. Balzerson goes inside to Ramich. A little bit of contact upfield. Froze now on the far side. Froze looks for Balzerson. Looks like a call in the middle of the field. A little bit of contact there between Simon and Savage. Another good matchup we'll have to keep our eyes on. This will stay in the hands of Dan Balzerson, a mixed beach player for Team Canada last year in Royan. Had a breakout year at that tournament as well. It's great to see him playing for his club.
Yeah, I got to see him on the hot French sand. Had a great performance there. Needs to really grab the bull by the horns here if he wants to win this game.
Shoots inside to Ramich. Over to Froze. That one catches the wind and is bobbled. It's unfortunate there for Crash. An opportunity to work it into that final third. Simon now. Simon finds an option under. Fox around. Simon controlling the flow. Finds Crystal Koo on the far side. Upfield now. Looking to the end zone. Chang reels that one in, and Crash may be disappointed to have given that one back to such a good BFG offense as well here.
And that was a delicious high release flick there. Crystal Koo putting a bit of steez on that one as she lofts it into the end zone.
Yeah, great play here. You see them go to the break side, 2 break side inside flicks in a row, back to back. BFG definitely know the capabilities of their throwers and their receivers here. And Chang, Carrie Chang there, reading that one between double coverage, making it look very easy.
And the wind's really picked up, I think, from the game we just saw earlier. Colony taking down Ring of Fire and double game point. And that's what maybe forced that turn out of Crash, a bobble, as they try to get some offensive flow.
Disc in the hands of Lazenby, finds Tuck. Open, Chris McKee at the front of the stack. A call upfield. Very congested in the middle of the field for both of these teams as well, Liam.
Yeah, wind going from left to right now. And coming in gusts and flows. Generally going to be easier for Crash to play their deep game, shooting towards this end zone. And discussion going on quite a while now. I think it's just a pick call. I don't think it's necessary for them to talk about this for so long. It's not really going to affect the play.
Yeah, especially when a pick occurs off the play like that. Disc is still in the hands of Chris McKee. Maybe a discussion just about where they should reset, or Tommy Lee there having the discussion. Good to see them shaking hands, but Liam, as you said, took a little bit long to resolve there.
See the game advisor bumping fist, which is the hand signal for contested.
LA Tuck shoots that one around. It sits up in the wind, and Redicop comes down with it for Crash. Finds Thomas on the far side. Around Redicop now, surveying his options. Finds one with Emily Ritz upfield. Redicop going every other now. Lazenby opts for the around shot to McKee. Thomas. Another pick upfield. Thomas shoots that one in front of McKee. 15 yards out of the end zone now for Crash. Redicop. A foul called on Lee. Redicop signaling that he felt like Lee had pushed him in the back as he went to make that grab. It looks like these two are going to have a little bit of a battle here today as well.
Some great hand signals there, showing which side is contesting it. I like that.
Very helpful for us up here too. And Redicop goes into the near side of the end zone for Thomas. Crash still finding a way to respond offensively apart from that first break of the game.
You see Tommy Lee and Redicop still having chats after that goal is scored. I think they'll find a lot easier shooting to this end zone on the right-hand side of the main camera if you're watching at home. And again, every point the Crash team circle up, and I'm so confused if it's a timeout or not.
I think they're doing it on purpose now, Liam. Trying to mess with us.
The mind games continue. Can I get a shot of the far stand? I'm going to talk about the umbrellas.
Familiar D-line out again here for Crash against a familiar offensive line from BFG. We're going to see these core lines battling each other throughout this game, especially if Crash wants to generate some defense. Chang finds Simon. Simon fakes off the huck and now looks under. Kelly finds Kawabata. Kawabata fakes off the upline cut only to get Simon open. And Simon to the end zone. Another open side cut there from Crash. And just like that, it is 5-3 for BFG over the Canadians.
Lindsay Simon Fox with her 13th goal of the tournament. Hasn't registered assists yet. She likes to cut in the end zone. A former Schwa player. I think also had a few reps with Seattle Underground. And you can see that pretty much every BFG player is open there. It's more a case of which one are they going to throw to and can they keep the spacing.
BFG definitely taking advantage of that open side. They've managed to get separation on every single one of their cuts there. Like you said, Liam, definitely going to need to see some adjustments from the Canadians if they're going to shut that down. But when you're getting open to the open side, if you're BFG, you've got to be thrilled with that as well.
Yeah, I'd like to see Crash maybe try a zone look or something like that. If they're getting beaten so easily to the open side with their match defense, You got to mix it up. Try and slow them down because they look very comfortable on the disc right now, BFG.
Hagen to pull for BFG. That one's going to sail out of bounds. BFG, a couple pulls in a row now, out of bounds for them. They're definitely going to want to clean that up too. Lazenby will get checked in. Shoots around the poach to Redekop. Finds Tuck. Looking for Lazenby and a miscommunication, and that's exactly what BFG wants them to do. Crash playing into the hands of that defense there. O'Brien finds Hagen. Upfield to Sue. Linnea Sue finds the around and it works its way over to Hagen again on the far side. O'Brien now. BFG looking comfortable in this red zone space. Pickle finds Sue. O'Brien, 1 yard out of the end zone now for BFG. Looking to punch it in. Finds Pickle, open side. And BFG have their second break of the game. They now lead 6-3 in this quarterfinal matchup. And you can see O'Brien using his patience, takes his time before finding the open cut of Pickle. BFG up 6-3 over Crash.
If you want to be a high performer, eat like one. Start with a balanced diet and drink plenty of water. Good nutrition is one of the best ways to boost your mental and your physical health.
Welcome back to the WFDF 2018 World Ultimate Club Championships. We are at the Lebanon Sports Complex here in Ohio. A little bit of an overcast day now. The clouds are starting to come in, still mostly blue skies. Wind picking up a little bit as BFG has just scored their second break of the game, looking to run away from the Canadians. Balzerson. Call upfield right away. We're seeing a lot of pick calls in this game so far. Bailey shoots around to Froze. Finds Balzerson in the middle. Balzerson going 1 and 2. Opts for the around, but Mark stopping his options there as well as Amanda Rambalt gets open. BFG happy to push Crash back into the area, and almost a hand block, a foul called, no contest by Andrea Coleman of BFG, but BFG really piling on the defensive pressure here. Balderson, only option is a big around huck, and that one's not gonna land back in bounds. BFG excited about that option, bringing them 15 yards or so out of the end zone for a chance at another break.
Yeah, this turnover comes gift wrapped for BFG. You now have Mario O'Brien taking it in.
Lee into the end zone, and a score for BFG. Sarah Bendit makes this game 7-3, and Crash stuck in quite the hole.
You know, if you're going to give BFG an open side, you're going to want to defend it. And they've been beaten to that front corner many's a time. And BFG have been relentless attacking that open side as well. They need to maybe do more to shut it down, set up poaches in the lane, because I do not see where this break is coming from for Crash with defending like this.
Yeah, Crash have definitely got to change something up. You see Bendit wide open on the open side, making it easy for throwers like Lee to punch it in. Definitely some adjustments needed. And Crash just looking a little bit unsure of themselves, I'd say right now, Liam.
Yeah, quite flustered in his first half. BFG will have a chance to break, to take half. And you've seen already turnovers from experienced players like Laura Ann Tucker. I heard she's going to be representing Thrift Shop at the World Masters Ultimate Club Championships, which are taking place in Canada in a few weeks' time. And if you have players like her which have so much experience creating your turnovers, that's not good. You know, we need players that have a bit more experience taking control of this game. They're not going to be phased by the occasion. This is a quarter-final in the World Ultimate Club Championships. Doesn't get much bigger than this.
Yeah, and the first World Ultimate Club Championships for most of these players as well. So I've got to agree with you there, Liam. They've got to find a way to use that experience to their advantage and take a deep breath and remind themselves what they really came out here to do. Maybe even enjoy it a little bit more. So BFG out of Seattle, Washington, a chance to break to take half. Quarterfinal action here in the mixed division. We're in the last round of quarterfinals. We will have our semifinalists all set at the conclusion of this round. Big pull. That one's gonna sit up nicely into the hands of Adam Lazenby. Tuck. BFD taking away those unders right now. Chris McKee. McKee around to Tuck. Tuck looking for Ritz, but luckily that one hangs over, and Lazenby going towards the end zone for Redikoff, and that is the hands that you want the disc to end up in if you're Crash. Adam Lazenby having a great game so far, Liam.
Really important point there for Crash. Did not want BFG to break for half. They needed to get some more points on the board. Now needing a break themselves as they're going upwind. BFG O-line will try and bang this one in like they've been doing so well.
Yeah, and you see a little bit of luck there for Crash as well, as that disc was intended for Ritz, but Lazenby reels that one in. Disc just sits up in the wind, and Crash is certainly going to need to clean that up, especially if they get the disc back with their defensive unit. Still yet to generate a break. They've got 4 goals now, but still down by 3.
Yeah, this BFG O-line still hasn't even turned over yet. So they haven't had an opportunity to break. And if they can go through this half, the BFG O-line without turning over, that's an exceptional thing to do.
Balzerson to pull for Crash. That pull is going to sail out of bounds. Tough to get pulls up that high with a little bit of wind as well. Hard to not have them caught up there, and BFG definitely love to have this disc in the middle of the field. They've been taking advantage of it so far. Simon being marked by Flynn. Simon shoots deep, looking for Kelly. Kieran Kelly to take half for BFG. And BFG just made that look so easy, Liam.
Yeah, another flawless O point for BFG. Again, the Crash defense nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, one throw offense. That is exactly what you want to see after such a long tournament as well, not having to make your offense run through its legs. Kieran Kelly going deep right away, finding that separation. BFG are up on Crash of Canada here, 8-4. quarterfinal action, and they're certainly going to be happy with that. We will be back in a few minutes here to talk about more action from this game. We're going to take a short break.
There is a place where we are us at our best.
A place where everyone is welcome,
regardless of age, shape, skin color, or anything else that tries to box people in.
A place where we defy the odds.
And even defy gravity.
a place that knows grit, knows grace, knows bright lights, and knows empty bleachers.
A place where we remember to laugh.
Where we learn to trust.
And eventually, even learn to fly.
A place where character, community, and competition
are all as balanced as a disc in flight.
That place isn't in a stadium or on a field.
That place is in the spirit of our players.
Because we don't just play Ultimate, we live Ultimate.
Welcome back. We are in halftime here at the WFDF 2018 World Ultimate Club Championships. USA's BFG leads Canada's Crash 8-4. And Liam, what are we going to see in the second half of this game?
We're going to see, first of all, some very warm players as things heating up here in this mixed quarterfinal. BFG unbreakable, unshakable on offense. Fantastic performance so far from them.
Yeah, we see the likes of Rina Kawabata there. Been dominant. Crash has put up some great hucks. We've seen 3 of their scores come from big hucks. Only 1 on the short one into the end zone. BFG has been able to do it on both sides of the disc, generating turnovers. We see Kieran Kelly extending for the grab. BFG up 8-4.
My name is Eileen Murray, and I am here volunteering as one of the leads for the Spirit of the Game group. The athletes all have this shared value system that they are playing under and striving for. The Spirit of the Game really creates this really great atmosphere of camaraderie. It's super important to the international community, especially going forward in these events. And so we've come on board to try to just help, explain, just watch, make sure people are doing well. And so helping people understand how do you really give people feedback that helps them as a team grow and learn how to incorporate Spirit of the Game in effective ways. After every game, there are always spirit circles where both teams come together, they go every other player, and they talk about the things that happen in the game, and then typically what happens after is they exchange gifts that are unique to their either city or country, also increase the camaraderie as an international ultimate community. So the game advisors are just here to help the athletes interpreting the rules, or if there's a particular question about anything that happens, it's really nice to have the objective person out there who you can confer with and ask, and really helpful to have them because it keeps the games going. The conversations have to stop, you have to make your point, and then you have to move on. People are being really respectful and working really hard at trying to make sure that disputes are taken care of very quickly and respectfully. Our use of the game advisors along with the player self-officiation is something that makes this sport super unique and really fun to play and watch.
Welcome back to the 2018 World Ultimate Club Championships. We just got a chance to see a nice feature about spirit of the game there, and Liam, spirit is really a unique thing to our sport, a great thing that we can bring to other places.
Yeah, a really powerful message in that feature there, and I think it's one of the key things about our sport that separates it from so many others. Often when I show people Ultimate for the first time, they're really impressed by this self-refereeing in a sport, the spirit in general, but also the gender equity. As we see here, we're in a mixed game at the moment, quarter-final.
USA's BFG is up in this one. They lead Crash 8-4, and really the difference is BFG has been able to generate turnovers and capitalize on them when they do, whereas Crash unable to do the same. Despite a few good offensive points, they can't get the disc back on defense.
Can you guys hear me on talkback? I want to try and get that BFG sign in the stand.
So, Crash got a chance to start on offense here, and they will need an offensive hold, not wanting to go down 5 points to BFG. Seeing a strong defensive line here from BFG as well.
So you see some of the BFG fans' arts and crafts on display. We got some Go Tommy, Go Alexa, winning the game and winning in the art department as well.
It's a multi-threat team here, Liam. Lazenby finds Thomas, keeps that one in bounds. Pickle on the mark for BFG, goes for the foot block, bites on it. And that one picked off. Gussin, the run through D on McKee, and McKee looked like he didn't know what had hit him. O'Brien will pick up for BFG, looking for a break right out of halftime. Linnea Sue out of her reach. Uncharacteristic to see O'Brien throwing the disc away here as well. Lazenby goes around to Tuck. Thomas now. Thomas shoots the big I-O backhand, looking for Redicott. That one will be caught into the end zone for Lazenby. And Crash generating a little bit of magic on that point to make it 8-5.
It took them 2 efforts to get it in, but they score coming out of half. Really needed that one. Hagen with the athletic bid, but can't get there.
That shot from Thomas as well. Not the shot you always see a thrower usually going for that flick when they're being forced that direction, but in the wind, I guess, trusting his backhand, and it works out. And Lazenby is having a great game here for Crash. Several assists already, now on the board with a goal as well. And Crash still unable to generate that defense. Let's see if that halftime talk paid off.
Who needs flicks if you can just throw an IO backhand on the flick side, you know?
Actually, though.
Useless throw. Stick to the backhands.
Crash with an opportunity to go on D, a little bit downwind here as well. Could help them out. That pull goes towards the back corner of the end zone and just out of bounds. Carrie Chang will walk this one up for BFG. Now we see Crash in a little bit of a zone set finally. Something different from their defense here. Disc around to Simon. Rambolt on the mark. Simon looks across. And now BFG finding the holes, working it all the way up the field. Kelly to Koo. The reset being taken away here by the Crash defense. Simon shoots that around to Kawabata, almost picked off, but Kelly now in the middle. Crash looking to find a way to melt, but well, they transition. The streaking Carrie Chang to the near side of the end zone, and just like that, it's 9-5.
The perfect offense continues from BFG. Well, I like that look from the Canadians, putting out a zone, trying something different, you know. A rule of thumb is never lose a game without playing zone. Famous words from a man called Seamus Murray, who's lost many a good game. But yeah, they did well there. They played a zone, they contained them for a while. Did well to transition to a match defense after that, but again, when BFG are able to isolate players like Carrie Chang, they're going to get free.
Yeah, the speed of Carrie Chang, too much for Crash to keep up with there. And I agree with you, Liam, that the different look, definitely something that Crash needs to try out, and they did contain it for a while. Some of those holes in the cup needing to be, you know, a little bit tighter, with the throwers like Simon able to find those gaps as well.
Yeah, there wasn't quite enough pressure on those handlers as they swung the disc around the zone. And the wind has picked up here as well, so you really want to try them to force them to throw over the zone and not through the middle. Great pull, that one actually hitting the back corner. Mario Bryan on the sideline saying, what does that mean? I think you get a free beer at the bar if you hit the back corner. I think that's the rule.
I think we're going to have to let the bar know that one, Liam. Lazenby around to Balzerson. Almost a run through D there, but Dupuis hangs on. Disc now in the hands of Ritz. Balzerson. And Lazenby already thinking about the throw, bobbles that out of his hands. And another gifted opportunity here to BFG.
A chance to extend the lead to 5.
Going to ground there, still on the end zone line. Tommy Lee throws that one in, but a pick is called. Disc will return to the hands of Lee. A great matchup here as well between Redekop and Lee. We've seen them battle it out all through the first half as well. Lee resets. Pickle now on the far side. Tommy Lee gets open, battling still with Redekop.
Much better end zone defense here from Crash.
Tommy Lee tried to milk that one as far in as he could. And then there's the easy open side up the line into the hands of Coleman. And that's the second time she's got an open on that open side there. And Crash still needs to generate something different if they want to get back into this game. They're down 10-5 here in this quarterfinal match.
Do you want to avoid overuse injuries? Cross-train. Get your exercise routine out of a routine and mix it up with a variety of activities. Your muscles, tendons, and joints will thank you later.
We are back here with live quarterfinal action in the mixed division, the 2018 WFDF World Ultimate Club Championships. BFG having a dominating performance so far, up 4 breaks over Crash from Canada. And Hagen throws the big around backhand over our booth for the pull there, lost sight of it, and it's going to sit just in the field. A great pull there from Hagen. Froze now. Tuck shoots across field to Ramich. BFG tight to the hips of the Crash players. Rambolt finds Tuck. Sprinting out of bounds, checks that one back in, and Tuck shoots deep, looking for Amanda Froze, and she would read that one perfectly into the end zone, and Crash, again, their 5th or 6th huck now of the game that has worked beautifully, Liam.
Yeah, great play by Froze there. Actually boxed out 2 players. Very difficult thing to do. She held her position. You can see there she shuffles across, takes away an angle for Sue to make a play, and then gets back in to catch it easily with 2 hands.
Nicely put up there from Tuck. Runs out of bounds, gets himself set, and Froze just reading that better than Linnea Sue and Kate Kindry there. Crash, we've seen them several times now generate these great offensive plays, and the 4 breaks, the difference in this game. Still yet to break BFG's offensive unit as well. Gonna take some magic. You never want to say that anyone is ever down and out. Ultimate is a game of runs. It can be a game of momentum, but something is going to have to be different in order for that to happen.
Yeah, I think Crash are playing good offense for the most part. It's about this D-line stepping up and at least getting a turn off this BFG side. They haven't done that.
And that pull sails out of bounds. Simon will bring it back in. Crash opting for the person-to-person coverage here. A little bit of poachy defense. We'll take it back, it's his own. Setting up in a person format there to begin with, maybe trying to just play the mind games a little bit. Simon now. Simon looking for an option, gets Kelly back. Simon. Chang, back to Simon. Simon upfield to Kawabata. And Simon goes over the top, sits low, but easy grab for Kelly. Chang around, finds Koo. Poach off defense from Crash, leaves a wide open Chang in the middle of the end zone. And BFG's offensive line still unbreakable here as they are up 11-6.
Looking very cute there, the BFG side. Know how to play for the camera.
Yeah, the celebration there from BFG. They're definitely enjoying this one.
Yeah, I think both of those Seattle team mixtape as well are quite funny, quite joyful to watch and also play against. I think this Crash zone defense is their best look. You know, there was a few times there where Stallcamp was getting high on the sideline. They forced the big crossfield hammer, something that BFG executed very well, but at least they're putting them under more pressure.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see something different from this Crash defense, to know that they can put that kind of pressure on. At this point, BFG still in the driver's seat. They look very comfortable to just trade points right now as well, Liam.
Yeah, and that's That's going to be no good for Crash. They need some breaks on the board. And just to tell you how hot it is here, Becky, I've seen several of the BFG players dunk their jersey in a tub of iced water and then put it back on again.
Tuck now. Shoots round to Ramich. Ritz withholds that through the pressure. Finds Lazenby upfield. Lazenby holsters the huck. Gets Donna Dupuis in the middle. Ritz around to Lazenby. Ramich. Lazenby seems to be always open right now in this reset position for Crash. That one, a little bit of a miscommunication, but Ramich did reach back to grab it. An uncontested foul will remain in the hands of Ramich. 1 yard out of the end zone. Looks for a reset, puts it into space in front of Lazenby. He shoots that one to the near side of the end zone. But a call in the middle of the stack, it's being waved off. Not sure if that affected the, on the foul call comes on the thrower. So BFG may be arguing a push off here.
Our two best friends having another discussion, getting to know each other quite well. And during that point, Emily Ritz was doing some fantastic cutting, really grinding at the unders. And this goal is going to stand.
Yeah, and there we talk about spirit of the game as well. Amazing to see players able to have that discussion, especially in such a intense situation in a quarterfinal matchup, come to a good resolution and a retracted call there from Tommy Lee.
Yeah, very spirited play from BFG. Another retracted call coming from Anna Maria Pape, uncontesting that foul. I believe they have a 3-month-old child on the sideline cheering them on as well. I think she just had a child with Jeffrey Pape.
The future is very bright for BFG. Starting their fan base quite young, and their future players, one might say as well, Liam. So another defensive chance here for Crash. Sometimes getting that one break can be the momentum changer that you need, the confidence booster to know that you're able to break a team's offensive unit. But BFG, flawless so far on offense. Coming out here once again to try to extend their lead.
Now coming out in a side stack, BFG.
Kelly tried to get open deep instead. Savage covering him. Simon now. Simon going for the huck. Looking deep. Amanda Froze comes in with the big D over Lindsay Simon Fox. And that's an important D here for Crash. Can they take advantage?
This is their first break opportunity. That huck coming to Simon Fox. She did not have separation when he threw that disc. And she's a great receiver, but you do need a couple of yards to take those ones down. I'm loving Dan Balzerson's hand signals here, even discussing what exactly happened. He's been practicing those at home in the mirror, I think.
Absolutely. And that one picked off, but a violation called, and a little smile on the face of Crystal Koo. I think she knew she may have set off a little bit before the disc was tapped in. Back in with Balzerson. Goes over the top to Savage. Another call upfield as well. It looks like this one will go back to Balzerson, and had quite a few calls here, especially in the second half of this game, Liam.
Yeah, I think at this point the stack is not set up very well. And every time someone tries to make that first cut, they're just running into each other. They need to just spread it out for a second or two.
Savage gets open again. Finds Adam VY. Balzerson puts that one into space for Bailey. Crystal Koo can't run down. Bailey shoots deep, looking for Trevor King, but a pick was called, and you can see Bailey there getting excited about the first break possibly for Crash, but the pick brings it back.
The only thing better than that backhand throw was the use of hand signals by everyone on the field there. 2 tickets to the gun show is what the pick call looks like in WFDF.
Savage. Balzerson. 10 yards out of the end zone. On a chance here to get a break. Savage. Shoots in to Adam VY, and that one looks like it will stand, but an injury was called. No call. The first break of the game for Crash, and that brings it to 11-8. What an important point here for Crash from Canada.
Yeah, fair play to them. They get this break on their first chance. So if their D-line can convert all the opportunities they get, they definitely stand a chance of winning this game. Not sure what happened, Kieran Kelly there. He seemed to hobble off holding his shoulder. You can see him there in the foreground holding his arm. I don't think he's going to make it a play anyway, but hopefully he'll be fit to continue.
Yeah, you never want to see players go off injured, especially at this stage of the tournament with a semi-final spot on the line. Does look like he's shaking it off a little bit on the sideline. And Crash, a chance here to bring this game back within 2. They've narrowed the lead to 3 here. They were down 5 at one point. So a very important first break, and if they can get some momentum, be very interested to see what they can achieve.
Yeah, just achieved the harder task of scoring a break upwind. Momentum with them. This is the first time any of the O-line players for BFG will have played 2 points in a row.
And that's the best pull we've seen today from Crash down in Callahan territory, as a zone again from Crash is pushing BFG back in their end zone. Chang on the near side. Goes around to Simon, just keeping that one in bounds. Kawabata in the middle, and BFG when they find those holes, but that one fingertips from Froze. That one goes through, bobbled. Chang tries to run that one down, and Crash with another opportunity here.
Yeah, great zone work there from Crash.
A big layout grab from Nina Ramich, retaining possession. Froze now. Froze looking for an option, finds it with Kirk Savage. Savage, that one is floating, but will be reeled in. That looks like it will stay for the score.
Peter Mullen with another goal for Crash. I thought BFG might run away with this one, but the Canadians weren't listening to me. They are pumped for this game, and that is a great goal. Managed to laze out and keep in bounds while catching the disc.
2 breaks in a row for Crash. Mullen gets his feet down as he makes that grab. Little barrel roll out of bounds, but he doesn't care. 2 breaks in a row for Crash, and it's a 2-point game now. But BFG looks like they have taken a timeout. I'm sure they want to stop this momentum that Crash is starting to build.
Yeah, they'll be feeling a lot more confident, you know. 2 goals in a row. Kieran Kelly seems to have possibly hurt himself. A big loss if he is out for this BFG team. already down Nia Hagen, who is actually a native of Cleveland, Ohio. So I do believe she played a couple of points before the tournament ended, getting to play in her home state. Some Canadian fans showing their support here.
Yeah, we're not too far away from Canada here, Liam. It's about a 8-hour drive for these Crash players to come down to Cincinnati, so almost a little bit of their backyard compared to where some other teams have come from this week as well.
Certainly not much visa trouble getting from Canada to the US, or at least not now.
Not yet. So, Crash, you can hear the Let's Go Rhinos chant happening in the background there. Getting fired up. A chance to make this a 1-point game, and Liam, no one has scored more than 9 points on BFG yet in this tournament. Chance to take it to double digits for the first time against the Americans. Near side now. Kirkland shoots upfield. Kelly back on the field. He goes deep, tracking that one down, and it's reeled in by Bryson, Simon, Fox. Trevor King tried to chase on the backs, but that is the response that BFG needed right out of a timeout.
Well, it's safe to say Kieran Kelly is back in action and firing just fine as he spins that one into the near corner of the end zone. Great shot.
Credit to King there as well. He could have made a bid into the back there of Fox, but kept his distance, tried to run it down, but the positioning for Fox too good there.
I'll tell you who else is doing a lot of running. Our game advisors here at the tournament. Some of them actually playing, but many of them just tearing it up and down the sidelines, and do so well to get in a good position. And all those discs to go up. Every time you see an in-and-out call, there seems to be a yellow jersey on standby.
Pull up from Hagen. Tuck to McKee. McKee looks for an option, gets one around with Thomas, and not surprised, another pick called upfield. Thomas gets McKee back. BFG pushing Crash back towards their end zone. Pickle takes that one out of the air. Mario O'Brien directing traffic there. Finds Pickle again. Kindry now. A violation called. Disc will remain with Kindry. It looks like a discussion on the stall count there with the number 30 shirt of Ritz. Kindry brings it back in for BFG. Linnea Sue. A wide open Mario O'Brien, 1 yard out of the end zone. And a call, maybe a little bit of contact between Thomas and O'Brien, uncontested. O'Brien looks off the upline option, finds Hagen around in the middle. Hagen and O'Brien going 1 and 2, now shooting around. BFG happy to be patient on the doorstep here. Kindry runs that down, keeps it inbounds. And then Mario O'Brien up line, making it look easy again. And just like that, there will be another call. And now the goal stands, and Mario O'Brien, happy to have that, does a little head bump of the disc. And just like that, out of that timeout call, they were 11-9, a 2-point gap. And BFG comes out strong to extend it to 4 again.
Yeah, BFG answering back well. Stomping all over that momentum that Crash once had. Pickle having a great game so far, and then just nice end zone offense, good patience. Not sure what the call was about, but this goal will stand.
Maybe a discussion of a pick. Mario O'Brien was very open there up line, but it's not the first time you've seen Mario O'Brien get that open. BFG trying to keep 9, the highest amount of points scored on them so far in this tournament. They lead Crash 13-9 by 4 points here in the quarterfinals. Tuck bobbles that slightly, and disc now in with Balzerson. Amanda Froze. Up to Ramich. Balzerson. Froze. Another pick called upfield, and Balzerson really controlling the play here for the Crash team. Amanda Froze, the 28-year-old occupational therapist, offensive cutter. We see her dominating through this game. One of top goal scorers for Crash in this tournament, but that one is miscommunicated on the reset to Bailey. Tommy Lee shoots that one upfield. Bend it. Lee again gets his option on the break side. Lee going every other and into the end zone. That one's too far out of the hands of Sarah Bendit.
Bit of a backhand blunder there. She was wide open and he did not hit his receiver.
Well, we've seen BFG go to the open side so flawlessly so many times in this game, Liam. Maybe a little bit of trouble going back to the break side. And Crash, another turnover here, gifting the disc back to the Seattle team. Sarah Bendit. Lee. Lee shoots an inside flick to Barden. And that one's picked off, and a couple mistakes in a row now from BFG as Balzerson puts that one into space for Trevor King. Holsters the huck, finds Ramich. Around, Bailey trying to track that one down, but can't get there. And BFG getting a little bit of luck and uncharacteristic mistakes here from Tommy Lee.
Well, at what point does it become characteristic? Because that was the second turnover in
on
this
the same point.
Yeah, I think the other one, a defender getting caught in his blind spot and then just rushing that disc this time.
We've seen Tommy Lee be consistent throughout this game, involved in a lot of battles on the defensive end. Now making some mistakes. BFG maybe just having a little bit of trouble closing this one out. So a timeout called here by Crash. We will take a short timeout as well and be back with you soon with more action.
Heat illness strikes kids and adults alike during summer workouts. Watch for muscle cramps, fever, nausea, headache, weakness, or feeling faint. Act fast to get cool and get fluids.
Welcome back to quarterfinal action here in the last round of quarterfinals, the 2018 World Ultimate Club Championship, and a long point here between BFG and Crash. Several turnovers gifted back to each other from both teams, unforced errors. Crash opting to take that break. Now the disc is back in with Tuck around to Bailey. Now Froze. And the violation called. Froze. Running out of options, goes across and finds Brad Froze to Ramich. Tuck now. Tuck shooting that one deep. Trevor King tracking it down, elevates to make that grab. Well read by King. Over to Tuck now. Pat Tuck shoots the inside flick across to Froze. Froze, the laser of a hammer to the back of the end zone. And Crash, perfect after that timeout. That's exactly what you want to see coming out of a break.
King plucked one out of the summer sky here in the Lebanon Sports Complex. Much better offense there when he got time to settle themselves after the timeout. Yeah, as we see that nice hammer into space for a beautiful upwind goal.
Beautifully elevates for that grab under pressure. And a great inside shot to Brad Froze to set up this laser of a hammer to the wide open King. King, originally from Carleton Place, which is near Ottawa, moved to the Kitchener-Waterloo area to be with his fiancée, Brittany Edgett, now on the line here for Crash as well. And Crash, definitely a good recruitment tactic that they've brought into this team. So Crash now with the most points any team has scored on BFG this week, looking to get a break back. Crystal Koo. Zone look again from Crash. Shoots that one around to Simon. Simon shooting it upfield and turfing that one. Falls short of his receiver. Savage now for Crash. Audrey Fu. Savage on the doorstep of a break and can't get that one into Flynn. Some contact there from Chang. Both of those players changing direction to get to the disc, and it will be a retracted call.
Andrew Savage with 11 assists already this tournament. Try to force that one in and maybe a bit too much after some good give-go play.
Yeah, Andrew Savage, a very speedy player. And that's an unforced error again from BFG. Savage streaking across, and Rambolt looking for an option. Gets it with the inside flick to Mullen. Fu. Savage again. Andrew Savage looking for the opportunity for a break for Crash. Puts it into space for Amanda Rambolt, who dishes it into the end zone to Flynn. That is a break. Down again, 2 points, a game of runs in this second half.
in like Flynn. Time for Crash to go another run here as they get 2 opportunities to get the break there. Gifts from BFG. Maybe took their foot off the gas for just a tiny bit there. Had a chance to bring it to 14. Get them closer to that game-winning score of 15. And the BFG defense is switched off for a second. Adam Simon caught ball watching there.
Crash not going away easily here. Trying to stay involved as they're now down again only by 2. Managed to find their breaks in the second half of this game, and the last time we saw them break, they managed to go do it back to back. Big pull from Dan Balderson, sits up near the end zone. Simon now for BFG. Resetting the disc. Kelly over to Pape. Shoots. Looking for Chang. Brad froze in the conversation, but Chang too good, but Froze is calling that one out as Chang runs away celebrating.
Yeah, that one very close.
We're gonna get a second look at that. Brad Froze and Chang. Can't quite see where the end zone line was, but it has been called in on the field. Get another look here. Yeah, that's definitely in, so the right call made on the field here.
Nice footwork there. Keeping his trailing legs very much so in bounds. Now game point to BFG. They'd love to break here to get the win.
And Crash trying not to go away. 14-11 for BFG. They're 1 point away from a semi-final appearance. They will play the winner of AMP versus
Hässliche Erdwirkel.
yeah, the one I couldn't pronounce and tried to. Didn't try to, because I knew I couldn't do it.
Yeah, a mouthful for many players here. I think probably the most favorite.
Hässliche Erdwirkel. Erdwirkel.
You got the Erdwirkel bar there.
Erdwirkel. I'll call them that from now on.
Yeah, the ugly Aardvarks from Marburg in Germany, I think, are trailing 14-9 against AMP.
Redekop now for Crash. Dupuis. And another pick called upfield. Maybe just a discussion here on where the stall count should restart. Just coming back in with Dupuis. Finds Thomas stuck on that far sideline. Doesn't have a lot of options. And a layout D by Hagen. Andrew Hagen reads that in the lanes perfectly. Chance to break for the win for BFG.
Something I've seen the man do many a time on the revolver D-line, throwing himself about.
But that one is too low for the outstretched hands of Hagen. Can't keep it alive. Pickle calling travel on Thomas. checked back in on stall 4. Balderson. A great grab by Ritz to retain possession. Shoots inside to Balderson, who shoots around, looking for Dupuis, and it's bobbled off of her chest. Can't hang on.
Almost cut in two by that disc.
And a huge huck from Pickle, looking for Hagen, looking for the win. And Hagen coming down with it, but a lot of contact. Donna Dupuis had the position.
Looked like Reedcop just tried to box out Hagen there and wasn't really attempting to make much of a play on the disc. And then Hagen does come around the corner. You see Reedcop very much leaning in towards Hagen. Hagen has to try and go around the other side then. And there's definitely a debate to say the defensive player caught it first.
Yeah, hard to see whose hand got to that first. Of course, in whiff-diff rules, it doesn't matter if you get to the disc first, that contact. And Liam, I've got to say, from my angle on that replay, I think that that disc was in the hands of Donna Dupuis for Crash.
Yeah, obviously you're an unbiased spectator here in this. But I think you could be right. Looks like their hands might have got there first, but looks like she actually stopped rotation, had a proper grip on it. Again, even with the slow-mo, very difficult to tell, so you can imagine it'd be hard for the players in that one moment to figure out what exactly happened.
Yeah, and you see the game advisor coming in with their opinion. Both players chose to listen to the advisor, so a retracted call, retracted score, I guess, here from Hagen. Uncontested call on the foul on Dupuis. So the disc will return to Crash. BFG still looking for that final score for the victory.
I feel like Dupuis should have had possession of that disc as it's coming in now. It did seem like she caught it, so.
Yeah, that's a very good question there. Based on if the call, I guess, wasn't a strip call, it was just a foul call.
Even so, I think she did catch the disc at some stage.
And Thomas reads that huck from Lazenby. Waiting for an option, puts it into space for Balderson. Reels that one in. The defensive pressure not enough, and it's 14-12. Crash making this hard on BFG to finish.
Balderson catching the pop pass for the score. He's usually throwing them over 20 assists in this tournament already. That, I believe, just his 5th goal.
Yeah, Balderson, the quarterback of this Crash team, loves to distribute the disc and punches it into the end zone.
Now it'll be up to the BFG O-line to win this game. They can do it here.
See Simon back out there, Kawabata as well. Kieran Kelly, BFG is trying to close this out for a spot in the semifinals. Simon fakes the huck to Kelly. Kelly coming under, Savage right on his back. Kelly shooting deep, wide open receiver. Alexa Kirkland into the end zone, yards of separation. 15-12, USA BFG is going to take this one over Crash from Canada. And Liam, what an end to that game. BFG finally closing it out.
Yeah, valiant performance from the Canadian side. only losing by a small margin. The reward for BFG is they'll be taking on Philadelphia Amp, who just won against Hastische Earthviertel 15-10. So big semi-final matchup coming to our live stream tomorrow. I think talking before the game, Becky, you were telling me how good this Crash O-line were, and I wasn't overly convinced, but they turned up today and had a great performance. But BFG just too strong.
Yeah, some great plays from both teams in this game. Kieran Kelly had a great performance for BFG. That one perfectly out into space. It's been a great afternoon here with you. For Becky Thompson, Liam Grant, we'll be back with semifinal action here tomorrow.
Catch it early. Help us teach kids about cancer symptoms through Ultimate Frisbee clinics. Join us and speak up.